Well, the Seahawks might surprisingly have a shot to win the NFC West. I mean, I'm not expecting it, but it's still a chance.
Let's talk football.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Round Sports Podcast, where sports are everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we are talking about the Seattle mother loving Seahawks after defeating the Arizona Cardinals after limiting them to 6 points through two field goals, and on top of it, getting 16 points as well. But after a win against the 49ers, they have been kind of looking pretty dang impressive. But the question is, can the Seahawks win the NFC West? I'm going to be going over that here in just a second. But before we get started, if you guys do enjoy this video, please make sure to do me a favor and smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's talk about the Seahawks. So the Seahawks, I do believe they might have a shot. I mean, I'm not expecting it, but they have a shot. And let me explain why. The Seahawks have a relatively decent schedule in their favor. I'm going to pull those teams up on my screen. You've got the New York Jets next week, which they've been looking like hot garbage lately. You've got the Arizona Cardinals again on the road this time, which the Cardinals have lost 6 straight now to the Seahawks. I had that wrong when I was going over the prediction of that game. I had 6 wins when it was really 5 wins, so that's my bad. Then also you got two home games back to back. The Sunday night throwdown against Green Bay, which that one should be very interesting. Then at home against the Minnesota Vikings. Then they're on the road for the last two games against both the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Rams. If I'm looking at this right, the Seahawks could very easily beat the Jets, but I'm not entirely taking that out of account because it is the bad man, Aaron Rodgers, and also the Arizona Cardinals, which they've been looking good. But when it comes to facing Seattle's defense, that they just don't know how to show up because they put up only field goals that game. Then you got the Green Bay Packers, which I do think that is going to be a very close matchup. But I think the Seahawks defense, they have been looking pretty dang impressive. Let me go over some of the stats here if I can find it. Hold on just a second. Um, but the Seahawks have a very good span in their schedule because let me pull up some stats on the game this past week. So the Seahawks in total had 285 yards total, but the Cardinals had a little bit more, but couldn't improvise on any points or especially touchdowns. They beat the Seahawks in the passing game, but the run game came alive as both Kenneth Walker and also Zach Charbonnet did relatively good. The defense had an amazing day today for Seattle. They had they forced three of 12 third downs were converted. Then they had that fourth down, which had that Kobe Bryant pick six. Then they also got 5 sacks. Both sides had each 5 sacks. Both sides had 5 penalty yards, 5 penalties, and primarily both teams had an interception, which Gino kind of made a bad throw because of that game, because I saw it. But the Seahawks, they have a legit shot. I'm not expecting it, but it's a good chance because their defense has been showing up for the past few weeks. Their defense was able to limit CMC and those other 49er brushers. Then they go out this week and are able to limit James Conner, Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Kyler Murray. They were able to show up. And Kyler Murray, he's not been able to show up against Seattle. I mean, they had a 12, 16, 17 straight touchdowns in the red zone. but they couldn't even get a touchdown because they realized that when you face those different teams, you ain't facing Seattle. That's for dang sure. Because the Seahawks, they have owned the Arizona Cardinals for the past few years. And I was not entirely sold on the Cardinals going into this game because they haven't faced a real team yet in their division, like the Seattle Seahawks. But they were showing up. The Seahawks were showing up on both sides of the ball. Gino had a very few bad throws, especially on that interception. I did see that when he had that lane, he should have ran for the first down because he had a wide open lane. And that was just bad miscommunication. But the Seahawks are starting to fix their things up. Mike McDonald is showing exactly why he was selected by the Seahawks to be to become the next head coach. Because what they did for the last 2 weeks is exactly what they brought Mike McDonald in here to do. They were able to limit. In the last two games, the Seahawks were able to limit each of those two teams, to a margin of only 26 points. Now, I know they lost to the Rams before they beat the Niners, but the Rams are not looking so hot. I mean, I'm not entirely sold on the Rams yet. But I will say this much. If the Seahawks can go continue their winning streak and maybe beat one of the two teams in the Vikings or Packers, then they might actually have a shot to win the division. I'm not expecting it, but it would be for sure nice to have that win. I'm calling it a successful season regardless because we beat those 49ers and actually broke them. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you guys think the Seahawks can win the West? Let me know why in the comment section below, and let me know why not. Because I mean, I'm not expecting it, but it would sure be nice. If we won the division, then I might be happy and maybe at least maybe win a playoff game. I'm not sure on that. But I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to do me a favor and smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao for now.